Welcome back to our video training or tip series for people who are thinking about starting their own company. So far we have had some really good feedback on how to get this foundation started. We've gone over working from home, the pros and cons of living and working in the same place, and on our last video series we talked about the different types of business documents and why they are important to you as a small business owner. In this video training or this video tip series here, I want to talk a little bit about how to create business goals and objectives. But first, for those of you that do not know who I am, my name is Benita Tyler, and I am the president of TBS USA Accounting and Tax Advisors, and my company is committed to helping women in business by providing you with proven financial management strategies that help you achieve your profit goals and minimize your tax liabilities, while also helping you to create wealth through entrepreneurship. For this video training, just want to start off by talking about how exciting it is when you have a burst of creativity in business. And your energy, the energy that you have, it really rises, and there's nothing that can get in your way. But creativity alone is not what keeps visionaries from getting stuck. I work with many visionaries, and I can truly say that just by observing how they are moving their companies forward, the creativity aspect is really just one piece of the puzzle. So when you have an idea that you want to put in action, you can speed up the process by looking at listening to some of these tips that I'm going to describe about how to create business goals and objectives that move you from thought to action right away. Now, when you're first starting off, you want to consider what your mission is. What is the mission of your company? And each one of the goals and objectives that you come up with to support that to grow your business, it should support the mission that you have, and it'll help move you closer to fulfilling those objectives and the mission and purpose of your company. One suggestion that I typically give for entrepreneurs when you're getting started and you're writing out your mission statement, after you've done that, is to use bullet points so that you consider each one of those items that you have in your mission as you go forward with creating your goals. I want you also to consider your target population, and what I mean by that is that you are thinking about the people that you are serving, and you're thinking about not just what they want, but also about what they need. And then afterwards, after you have created your mission, that purpose statement for your company, then you can begin by looking at your business goals. And the goals that you choose should be in line with that mission. You should not be creating goals that don't support the vision, because the goals are what's going to be propelling you forward, moving you forward. So start by creating what I call 3 to 5 SMART goals. And these goals, and you've probably heard this term before, are those goals that are specific, that are measurable, that are actionable, that are realistic, and that are timely. And I do go over SMART goals in some of the trainings that I provide, but for now, what I want you to do is just make sure that you keep these criteria in mind when you are listing those goals. Now, some examples of business goals could be something such as increasing your market share by 20% by December 2010, or reducing the overhead costs that you have by 35% over the next 2 years. Now, you may have a long list of goals, and a lot of times we do when we actually sit down to plan, but it's best to work on the ones that are going to make the most impact, or what I read from someone who I believe gave a really smart way of looking at this is those needle movers. Make sure that those goals that you're working on are those things that are going to move you the fastest and give you the greatest impact in the least amount of time. All right, so after you've come up with your goals, after you've come up with your mission and your goals, the next thing to do is start to look at objectives. you can create these objectives based upon the goals that you have, and each one of those objectives are the specific mini strategies to help you to achieve a goal. So for example, when you say increase market share by 20%, you will be looking at that as a goal, and then the objectives will be the strategies or those actionable items that's going to help you to increase your market share. And so it helps to give each goal that you have, or each objective that you have, a priority ranking, and be realistic at this point, so that you know that you may not accomplish everything all at once. What I like to just remind you here is that Rome was not built in a day. So it's going to be chances that this will be true of your company as well. So just keep in mind that realistically what you can achieve in a certain period of time. You may also want to break your goals down or your objectives down into projects so that you can focus and stay really clear on what you need to do, what you need to have in terms of resources in order to get your objectives accomplished. And then finally, as you are creating the business goals and objectives, another point is just to assess your needs. List the needs for each goal that you have and for each objective that you create, so that you can take a look at and examine the resources that you already have available. Following this process is going to allow you to see where your strengths are, and it's also going to let you know where you need additional resources in order to implement your strategy or to put things in action. So don't be afraid to look for outside assistance when you need some help either. I know a lot of times when we're getting started in our companies, we want to do everything on our own. But realistically and truthfully, when you are operating your company, you need to have help. There is power in leverage. So make sure that you're leveraging your strengths. Make sure you're leveraging your opportunities to grow your business. And then another point here with regard to assessing your needs is to remember the SWOT analysis. We learned about SWOT, or you may have learned about SWOT, which is considering your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities and threats. You may have learned that when you took maybe a marketing class for small business owners. And it's a good idea to draw upon these principles, because they are going to help you turn your goals and your objectives into actual measurable results. So being aware of what it takes to create goals and objectives in business will help you get out, those ideas out of your head and onto paper. And so what I want you to do is use these tips the next time that you sit down to plan your business strategy. And for additional resources about developing business goals and objectives, or even to do strategic planning to move your company from one phase to the next, I invite you to connect with us. We are on the web. At Facebook, you can find us at TBS USA Accounting and Tax Professionals, and then you can also find me on LinkedIn and Twitter. My LinkedIn and Twitter names are Benita Tyler. And as always, I would like to just thank you for joining me again for this series, and look forward to coming series where we will be discussing more tips for creating a solid foundation in business. Now, business advice and tax tips are also available on my website, which is www.tbsusa.com.